This is the biggest golf ball test I've ever done on my channel. I'm about to put 9 golf balls through their paces, ranging from tall golf balls all the way down to budget golf balls. Do we really need to be spending $50 or more to get good performance from a golf ball? And are there any budget golf balls that can compete with the Pro V1 and the TP5? ChatGPT is going to help me analyze all of the data and help me figure out whether there are golf balls cheap enough to compete with the premium brand. Let's get into it. Let me show you what golf balls I've chosen to test in this video. So, from the premium category, we've got the Titleist Pro V1, obviously. Then we've got the TaylorMade TP5. And finally, from the premium category, we've got the Callaway Chrome Tour. These 3 balls are the gold standard of golf balls. If you walk up and down the driving range at a PGA Tour event, there's a 90% chance that they're using those 3 golf balls. But interestingly, they all have golf balls ready available for less than $40 a dozen. For the branded budget category, I've got the Titleist Velocity, the TaylorMade Tour Response, and this one's a bit of a curveball. This is the Callaway Hex Tour. Not necessarily readily available from golf shops, but this is an extremely cheap ball available from Amazon. I'm going to be really interested to see if this ball can keep up with the rest of the balls in this test. We've got one more category left, and that is pure budget. For this category, I've got the Trust Bison V-Power. You may have seen I've done a video on those golf balls already. We've got the Kirkland Performance Plus. Now this is V3, so their latest model. And finally, again, this is a bit of a rogue one. We've got the Wilson Triad. Now you could argue that this is a bit of a brand golf ball, but this is a very cheap golf ball, and Wilson aren't necessarily known for making good golf balls, so it'd be interesting to know if this ball can compete. Before we dive into the results, let me explain how this test works. Over the last 4 days, I've hit those 9 golf balls with 4 different golf clubs. I hit each golf ball with each club 20 times. And if you do the maths on that, that means I've hit 720 shots just for this test. I'm absolutely knackered. This test took so long that my golf simulator software actually had a major update, which kind of ruins the continuity of this video. But I've got a huge amount of data, and that's why I've got ChatGPT involved to help me pick which golf ball is best. And I promise you, the results of this test will shock you. I'm not going to tease you anymore. Let's get into the results. Right then, here are the results. I'm going to start with the lob wedge, and then I'm going to work my way up through to the pitching wedge, the 7-iron, and then finally the driver. To make sure I was comparing these golf balls like for like, I needed a controlling factor. If you've seen any of my golf ball tests, you know that I use club head speed as a controlling factor. And for the lob wedge, I was swinging the club at 50 miles an hour on average. Now that basically results in a pitch shot for me, a type of shot where you need a lot of control. Now I don't want this video to be an hour-long deep dive into the numbers, so I'm going to put all of the results on screen so you can pick apart the data yourselves. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the best numbers for each metric that we've looked into. Now, as you can see, I focused my attention on carry, ball speed, spin, and descent angle. And I was really quite surprised about how similar all of the balls are. Now, when you consider the difference in price with these golf balls, the cheapest being $20 and the most expensive being about $50, there isn't a huge amount of difference in performance. There is one ball that sort of stands out though, and that's the TaylorMade TP5. As you can see, it was basically the best ball for every metric that we looked at. The longest carry, the highest ball speed, the most spin, and the steepest descent angle. The TP5 is the best golf ball from this first set of results. Now that's very easy for us to see on this, but what did ChatGPT have to say about it? I quote, "Based on the combination of highest spin, steepest descent angle, longest carry, and high ball speed, the TaylorMade TP5 stands out as the best overall golf ball for your specific priorities." Now, the priorities with any wedge in hand is basically stopping power, how steep is it descending, and how much spin has it got. Well, TaylorMade was better in all of those categories with the lob wedge. Let's move on to the pitching wedge. Now this is going to be a common theme with all of the clubs. I'm really surprised about how close the performance is with all 9 of these golf balls. Don't get me wrong, as you've seen with the lob wedge results, the premium golf ball is going to sort of rise to the top a little bit. But considering how cheap these other golf balls are, the performance drop-off is not massive at all. When I highlight the best results for each of the metrics, you can see that there's a fairly even split between sort of premium golf balls and budget golf balls. The highest carry going to the TaylorMade Tour Response, the Callaway Hex golf ball with high ball speed, and the Bison V-Power with some really good spin for a pitching wedge. It's really quite difficult to sort of pick apart these numbers and say one ball's better than the other because they're all really closely matched, which is why I've got AI to help me. Best overall golf ball for a pitching wedge. The Callaway Chrome Tour stands out as the best overall choice, as it ranks highly with spin, descent angle, carry, and ball speed. It performs exceptionally well across all priorities, making it the most well-rounded option for the pitching wedge. And looking back at the results, yeah, that does make sense. But you know what? There's some budget golf balls that aren't far behind it. Looking at that Bison V-Power, we were 0.1 of a yard behind the Callaway Chrome Tour. The ball speed is basically the same, the spin is pretty much exactly the same, and we're 0.3 of a degree difference with descent angle. I mean, if you haven't got the money for a premium golf ball, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that Bison V-Power. Maybe we'll see a bit more of a performance difference with the 7-iron. Now, moving on to the 7-iron, I mean, we're swinging this golf club at 85 miles an hour, and the integrity of the golf ball is starting to be questioned. With that said though, again, there's not a huge amount to pick between these golf balls. The carry distances are basically all of the same, apart from 2 sort of outliers with the Callaway Chrome Tour and the Wilson Triad. Ball speeds, again, very similar throughout the Callaway Chrome Tour and the Wilson Triad standing out again. There's a bit of a difference in spin. I mean, we've got some low spinners like the Tour Response at 4,432 and not that many golf balls spinning over 5,000. When I highlight the best numbers, nothing really stands out as a definite winner. You could argue that the Chrome Tour has obviously got a couple of good metrics there, but the spin is quite low compared to, say, the Pro V1 or the Kirkland. Descent angle wise, everyone is very similar there. This is a bit more of a difficult one to sort of pick a best ball. I'm looking at the Titleist Pro V1 and the Kirkland V3. There's basically no difference between those 2 golf balls. But there's so much difference in price. What does ChatGPT have to say about it though? The Callaway Chrome Tour stands out as the best overall choice with a 7-iron. Thanks to its combination of longest carry and highest ball speed and solid performance in descent angle. Now in practice, I wonder if that is actually a better golf ball. Obviously we want to be hitting the golf ball a long way, but we do want it to actually stop on the green. Now, I'm not saying that 4,880 spin isn't going to stop on the green, but personally, you know, I'd probably lean more towards something like the TP5 or the Kirkland V3 if I was more budget orientated. But to be fair, I do like hitting the ball a long way. And why would I bring ChatGPT in if I weren't going to listen to its recommendation? Moving on to the driver. It's the driver results that are the most shocking about this test. The premium golf ball seems to be better with the wedges, and we're sort of easing more towards premium golf balls being better with the long game, and that is basically confirmed when we're hitting these golf balls with a driver. With that said again though, the results aren't that wildly far apart. Like I mentioned earlier, I chose these 9 golf balls based on their compression and obviously their price. All of these golf balls should suit my swing speed, and I think that's why we're seeing the results being so similar. But honestly, I thought these budget balls would lose their integrity once they're hit with a driver, but it's just not the case. The best ball out of these 9 is the Callaway Hex Tour. 253 yards of carry, 148 miles an hour ball speed, 1,900 spin and a descent angle of 38.7 yards. Not only is it flying the furthest, but it's actually going to roll out the furthest as well. How forgiving would it be with that amount of spin? I'm not sure. But let's be honest, we all just want to hit the golf ball as far as possible. And if you want a distance golf ball, the Hex is your boy. Really impressed with that. Really impressed. What does AI have to say about it though? The Callaway Hex stands out as the best overall choice for the driver based on its combination of longest carry, lowest spin and lowest descent angle. Its overall performance is balanced and should provide optimal results off the tee. Now you can't argue with that. That Callaway Hex ball is flying a mile for someone like me. Like I said, I'm only swinging the golf ball at 100 miles an hour. I'm not the fastest swinger of a golf club, and 253 yards is a lot of carry for me. Now, we've looked at these golf balls individually for different clubs and different distances, but it's not like we can pick a TP5 when we're close to the green or a Hex ball off the tee. We've got to use one golf ball for all of the clubs in our bag. So I asked ChatGPT one last question. Considering everything you've done for me so far, can you please recommend one golf ball that would be the best overall ball? ChatGPT chose the Callaway Hex Tour golf ball. One of our budget golf balls. Better than the Pro V1, the TP5, and the Callaway Chrome Tour. The Callaway Hex golf ball is the best out of all of those golf balls I tested, according to AI. The Callaway Hex delivers optimal performance in distance, control, and spin, making it the best overall golf ball for different clubs and playing conditions. If you're looking for a ball that performs well across all aspects of the game, this is the top choice. And you know what? It's one of the cheapest performance golf balls on the market, period. I bought 24 of these golf balls for the same price as 1 dozen of the Titleist Pro V1. And if it performs as well as the test suggests, I'm probably going to lose less of them as well. And I basically stumbled across that golf ball while I was on Amazon one day. So to make it easier to find, I've put a link in the description to that golf ball. Go and check it out, have a look, and you know what? Just buy them. They're such a good golf ball. Unfortunately, they only come in 24 packs. But like I said, you get twice as much golf ball for the same price as the Pro V1. And like we've seen in the test results today, it easily stacks up performance-wise against those big boys. Guys, that was an absolute marathon of a test. Hopefully, this video has done that test some justice. I think you'll agree there's some really, really interesting results there. In my opinion, I don't think we need to be spending 50 quid a dozen on golf balls. There are so many different options for mid-handicappers like us. And I think those 24 Callaway Hex golf balls are going to stay in my bag for quite some time. If you've enjoyed the video, please make sure you hit that like button and hit that subscribe button as well. The more likes this video gets, the more it reaches out to other people. And hopefully with that, we can save people some money. Thanks again for watching the video, and I'll see you next week for another one.